Hello and welcome back to the MMA Clutch, and in this video we are going to talk about Alex Pereira and his coping session. This man has not been taking his loss very well. Ever since he lost to CIRYL, he has been going on a run, making excuses, talking about how this fight only lost because of the headshots. And this is one of the clips you can see. The headshots are very clear, the shots to the back of the head by CIRYL. This is his favorite cheat move. I've talked about it many times, and this is very bizarre that Herb Dean let it go despite the headshots, and these are critical, super critical in a fight, by the way. But the coping session became so much that Alex Pereira now hates Herb Dean, the referee who was refereeing this fight, so much so that he called him a coward, clearly saying Herb Dean coward after another fight where there was a fighter cheating. And this was just one way or the other to show that he hates Herb Dean, and people are already saying that he should fight Herb Dean at this point because the hate is too much. And it's not just hating, it's the entire coping session. This man is going on interviews talking about how he lost, how he wasn't meant to lose, it was only because of negligence of Herb Dean, and he's blaming the entire loss on Herb Dean, saying if he had acted right, he would have won and this wouldn't have happened. Obviously, I understand the statement because when you train that much, you can't take a loss that big, and this was supposed to be a huge moment for Alex Pereira. He was going for a third title and it got ruined one way or the other. I do believe CIRYL is a cheater though. I've said it many times, he's a cheater, and he did cheat. It was an illegal shots to the head of Alex Pereira. I've got no questions about that. What bothers me is that he's entirely blaming this on that rather than on the fact that he did got dropped in that fight with a jab, with one of the best jabs I've seen. And this whole thing doesn't stop here. A fan from Brazil tried to break down his fight and criticize Alex Pereira on his Herb Dean complaints. And Alex Pereira responded in one of the most narcissistic way possible, where he not only disrespected this fan but started bragging about how much money he made from this so-called fight where he lost, and that he makes more than he can imagine. He got multiple accounts and he's managing so much well that he literally started boasting himself that he's some sort of multi-millionaire. I mean, he is, but to do that at this point when you lost and to a random ass fan is pretty low, I would say. And not only this, he had more. He kept on going and he kept on taking L's from the fans this week. There was supposed to be some sort of seminar in London where participants claim Alex Pereira refused to take photos with them, sign autograph, or even went to cut seminar short. The organization said it wasn't his fault, but fans were super pissed, saying that Alex Pereira was very mean towards them, didn't take any shots with them, didn't take any pictures with them, avoided them, and even like pushed them away or something. Like, he showed some shady behavior. So this man went on a generational run of losing his aura and his respect among his fans, and now he's blaming Herb Dean for the entire thing. He's blaming him for that. He's calling him a coward. He's saying he should be fired, suspended. I do believe Herb Dean is not at his best right now. I do believe that. But to go at that and say the most hated man in UFC and then added that to the story again shows how much hate Alex Pereira has got in his heart for Herb Dean. I mean, everybody loses, and there are scenarios where you are like, oh man, I don't think this should have happened. Like, I clearly get what he's talking about. CIRYL is a cheater, but in my opinion, he did won the first round, and in the second round, he got dropped by a jab from CIRYL. Right, so CIRYL was looking phenomenal in that fight. He's a very underrated fighter, CIRYL. I don't know how Jon Jones beat him. I have so much doubt about that fight given the fact how smart CIRYL fights. But this behavior, man, this is trash behavior. I hate it. A lot of fighters do it. I'm glad Ilya didn't. He just embraced the loss, even though that man had got more excuses than anybody else. But that's my take. I think Alex Pereira need to really rethink his whole situation and come back stronger. Let me know what you guys think. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again. Adios.